Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers yet again, doing another top 3 video. This time talking about the players that I think should be cut by the 49ers by the start of 2019. I don't like to see players get cut like Gary Gilliam and Pierre Garçon a couple of days ago, but hey, we need to make the team better, and whoever gets cut by this team, I wish them the best on whatever they do in their future endeavors, whether it's in the NFL or somewhere in life. Gonna be talking about that. A little bit controversial, but hey, I love controversy. Doesn't anyone else? I don't know, whatever. Anyways, gonna get the video started. Have a quick note. This is my last video of the week. My schedule for the next couple of weeks for me is gonna be from Tuesday through Friday. I think that's a perfect schedule right there, to the point where it's enough videos for the week, but at the same time, I'm not trying to overwhelm you guys. I'm not going to try to post 7 days a week. I don't want to go too crazy like that. I have stuff to do in my personal life, people. So Tuesday through Friday, I think that's a pretty good point right there. Afternoon for California time, I'll have videos out. So yeah, there's my schedule right there. Before I get the video started, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified for future videos. And yeah, let's just get into it. The top 3 players that I think should be cut by the 49ers by the start of 2019. Coming in at number 3, I have linebacker Malcolm Smith. I talk about this guy quite a bit on the disappointments list and players, I don't know, that just haven't lived up to expectations, and this guy is like the poster boy for it because he signed a 5-year contract a couple of years ago when John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan came into power as the 49ers head coach / GM tandem, and he is pretty disappointing in my opinion. Last season, he only started a couple of games, a handful of games, and then he got benched in favor of Elijah Lee, which he's doing a pretty good job. I haven't really talked about him a lot, but he's done a pretty good job in his role alongside Fred Warner at the outside linebacker position. But Smith, I don't know what's going on with him. He was injured early on in 2018, and then he had started a couple of games, and then he got benched near the end of the season. There's really no point for the 49ers to keep this guy, I guess, for depth, because we're really low on linebacker position, so he probably won't get cut immediately, but maybe until the draft free agency period's over. By the time training camp starts in late summer, he's going to be cut by them, which I hope the 49ers do cut him or try to trade him, because he has been a big disappointment. I feel like he's living from his Super Bowl MVP performance against the Broncos a couple of years ago. That's why he's been getting all these big contracts from the Raiders and the 49ers, and you know, it's pretty disappointing right there. Malcolm Smith, pretty disappointing as a 5-year deal. I don't know what else to say. You know, pretty disappointing. That's all I can say. Coming in at number 2, I have Jimmy Ward, safety. Now, for the past couple of years, ever since starting this YouTube channel, I've been pretty critical of Ward, and I'm still going to be critical of him because, I don't know, he's been a big disappointment for a first-rounder. I remember when they drafted him, I'm like, who's this guy right here? And he's pretty much disappointed, along with Malcolm Smith for a first-round pick a couple of years ago. Since 2014, it's been pretty bad. Also, he's had a lot of injury issues. Last year, he broke his forearm, unfortunately, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was out for the rest of the season. Like, there's really no point in having him. I mean, even if he has the ability, he's just not available to play. Like, when you're injured all the time, how can we use you on the field? And that's the question I have to ask Jimmy Ward, is how can we use you on the field? He has shown some interest on staying with the 49ers, but I don't know if the 49ers are in love with this guy anymore. I kind of hope he gets cut or traded or something like that. I think he's a free agent this year. I think last year was his 5th-year option. Yeah, it was his 5th-year option, so I think he's set to be a free agent this year, and I hope they just, you know, cut bait with him pretty much, because, you know, when you're injured all the time, when you don't really perform as well as you can for the 49ers with the limited time that you've been playing, then, you know, it's time to go pretty much. Ward, been critical of him for the past couple of years, and it's pretty much warranted. I don't like to see players cut, but he has to go, unfortunately. Coming in at number 1 as the biggest player that we should cut in 2019 before the season starts is quarterback CJ Beathard. This is a little bit controversial. Some of you guys still love Beathard, but I don't know. I used to love this guy. I was in love with him. You know, his toughness, his ability to stand in the pocket, take the punishment, but at the same time, he has not been performing well for the 49ers. Not all his fault. Some talent, they've been injured. Some just haven't been living up to expectations, like Pierre Garçon, but at the same time, as a quarterback, you got to be the leader. You got to be the man to do something, and he has not been able to do anything for the past 2 seasons, unfortunately. He's had some nice games. He's had some nice stuff, but some late interceptions, taking sacks, just, it's been pretty painful to watch him play for the past 2 seasons. Also, he's only led us to 1 win during his whole tenure with the 49ers, I think against the Giants in 2017. Other than that, in 2018, he led us to no wins. Garoppolo led us to 1 win as a starter before he went out with an ACL injury. And Nick Mullins ended up giving us 3 wins from his time starting for the 49ers prior to no starts. There you go. Also, if we cut Beathard, we can have a roster spot for something else, like for the defensive side of the ball, because we need some help on the defense. And cutting him would give us an extra slot right there. Beathard, been a disappointment. I wanted to be a fan of his. I still kind of am, just because he's a tough guy, but, you know, leading us to no wins in 2018 and only 1 in 2017, that has to hurt a lot, and it still hurts me to this day to get no wins from that, because he's had some pretty easy competition, I would say. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals twice, he could have won at least one of those games, but he ended up winning no games, and he had terrible games, and both times he did play Arizona, a very weak Arizona team, I should say. If Mullins or Garoppolo would have been starting, they would have won the games, in my opinion. It sucks, but anyways, Beathard, love you, man. Love you as a dude, but you got to go pretty much, just because of the performance you've been given for the past couple of years and leading us to only 1 win during your whole starting career. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Don't like making these kinds of videos, but, you know, I got to speak the truth, Please let me know who you guys think the 49ers should cut in 2019. Please, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys like this, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. And yeah, I'll catch you guys up Tuesday when I have some more videos out, maybe about free agency and what have you. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Go Niners.